WWE fans, do not adjust your video screens. Can't say television. You're probably not watching on television. We are the Backstage Jabronis. He is Daniel Snyder. I am Jeremy York. We are here to talk all things WWE in the latest week. We are just a little over a week away, about like 10 days from
Yeah,
the two-night event of SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
But as always, how are you, bud?
I'm doing pretty good. I hope that with this being a two night SummerSlam thing, that every single title is on the line. Let's not leave any titles off, man.
I
But
feel like they're going to leave at least two off. I don't know which two yet, but I feel like there's two.
I feel like I know which two they're gonna leave off. The women's
Well,
intercontinental,
I,
well, nah, because that'll be on there. But the women's United States, they
the
haven't been doing anything with the women's US title.
the world title isn't Cody in a tag match or something or one, I mean not Cody, but it isn't one of the world champions in a tag match. Isn't that right? Did I
I
catch
don't
that right?
know because Gunther will be facing CM Punk, and I believe Cena is defending his title against Cody Rhodes.
Okay, there is that. Well, I'm pulling it up now. I'm not going to go through the whole card. I'm just going to look because I swear somebody was in.
Randy Orton's in
Oh,
Drew
there's
Mac.
that tag match.
That's it. Yeah,
Um, No, both world titles so far. The Raw Women's title, the Intercontinental for the women, the Tag Team women. Hey, the women are represented on this show. Thank goodness. About
after
friggin'
that,
time.
after that evolution, they deserve it.
It blew up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of, I don't have FOMO, and I don't have regret, but, looking back, maybe I should have tried a little harder to go to that one because it looked like a really good show.
My nephew was there. He helped set the stuff up, and they gave him
Yeah.
tickets to sit there and watch. Um,
That's
I do
fun.
know that
The
there's going to be
U.S. title,
a great
Intercontinental.
cage match for the United States title, but we'll talk about the matches next week. But yeah, um, but since while you're
Man,
doing that, I'll go ahead and bring up what me and
yeah,
you kind of.
it's the women's U.S. title is the only one I don't currently. No, and the men's tag titles I don't see those either. But
I have a
that
feeling
looks
they'll
like
be
the two
added.
that are off.
They're going to be added because New Day still is supposed to be getting their repeat. Oh, actually, though, didn't somebody just win number one contenders match on Raw?
Um,
Um, because New Day went against, or was New Day going for their title again and they lost?
oh, that's what it was. There was a four person. Well, it was on SmackDown. I don't know if that was for the titles or not. Maybe that was for the SmackDown number one contenders to face the Wyatt. But you had
Oh, it
DIY,
was.
Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium, and Andrade and Phoenix, who those two actually won the match, and they're the number one contenders for the tag titles over on SmackDown.
On Monday night, the number one contender LWO won, so they're number one
That's
contenders
right.
for the
That's
tag
right.
team title.
Yeah,
So
good for those guys, but my money's on whoever's facing them.
the tag team champions right
That's
now, and
Finn and JD.
yes, they're going to keep the titles. But what we didn't mention last week that we messaged back and forth is that John Cena's kind of said, Atlanta, you really can't see me. You're not
No,
going to see me. Get over
Atlanta,
it.
you're not going to see me
Yeah,
because
legit.
they've released the final date of all the things, which is crazy because he filmed. I think he filmed part of the superhero show he's on now, and he filmed
Peacemaker.
like two other movies here in the last like 3 years. And I don't know what Cheerios we saturated, but apparently we got them pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. He apparently doesn't like Atlanta.
I mean, does
Uh,
Bree live here or something, or Nikki? Is that why he stays away from here?
now I think Nikki and them live up. Well, Bree and them live up in
Washington, right?
Seattle.
Yeah,
I
up
thought Bree
in
and them live in Seattle.
Aberdeen area. Yeah,
Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. That's okay. We don't want to see you anyway, John Cena.
yeah, fuck.
Um,
I like
there's
CM
pretty.
Punk anyway,
And as we spoke last, I'm a Seth Rollins fan. Um,
and I don't fault
uh,
you for it.
So and LA Knight, yeah. So on SmackDown, it opened up with a car wreck. I do know that.
I love that
Um,
angle, by the way, because I opened it because I started watching. I didn't watch it live because I think I was editing the show or I was doing something, and so I watched it later on. And it opens, and the way it opened up, it looked like it was like on Channel 11 News or something. I was like, "Am I on the right channel? Did this thing record wrong again? What in the world?" And then I
yeah,
see Pierce. Was Pierce out there? Or was it Aldis?
it's whoever's over SmackDown. I don't.
It
I
was
think it's
Aldis.
Pierce.
It was
Oh, it's
Aldis
Alden.
then. If it,
Okay.
but I mean, they're out there. They're trying to sort it out, and you look, and it looked like Tonga Loa looked like he had taken like 6 scares to the head or something. It was just all over him, and I was like, "What in the world happened here?" And then the more they kept talking, I went, "This is great. This is
They were
like
trying to
1980s era
they were trying to
like
set up something
storyline."
saying Jacob Fatu had something to do with it, this and that, and that ended up all blowing
I
up
mean,
at the end of the night.
in all fairness, the tagline that he uses to describe himself is "How I race go karts, all gas and no brakes." So I
Got what
get
I
it. If he
mean?
drives like that, then he probably did hit somebody.
Yeah, yeah. That was followed up with a Charlotte versus Raquel Rodriguez.
Hmm.
You're starting to see this is kind of a prelude to what's going to be at SummerSlam. Charlotte and Bliss against Raquel
Yeah,
and Roxanne.
yeah, I could see this. I hope it's not a pre-show match, but I could see it added to one of the two nights. It's
And
gonna be really good.
if that happens, Charlotte and them might take the titles.
I've never
And
seen Charlotte as popular as she is right now, and all you
and
had
it's
to do was
because
pair her with
she's
Alexa Bliss.
with the goat. Um, that it was an okay match. I wasn't, it was it's building a storyline, so I didn't put too
Yep.
much into it.
No.
The next match I didn't care too much for. I don't know what I guess they're trying to get a thing with Damien and Aleister Black. So
Yeah.
Damien went against Carmelo Hayes. Aleister Black made an appearance. I think we mentioned something about this last week. I'd
Yeah,
much
because
rather see
Priest,
them two as a tag team than facing each other.
I agree, but I don't want them just throwing in a tag team like everybody else seems to be. Like, Alistair kept going after different people in the back, and Priest kept going, "Hey man, hey no no, hey you don't no no," and kept trying to hold him back. And Alistair's finally like, "Look, if you're not going to get out of the way, I can clear you out of the way," and it's called a black mass kick. And so he did that, and he angered Priest, and so now Priest come after him, and so now he's interfering in his match, and I can't wait because these are two guys that can really go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's going to be interesting. Um, Followed up with Jacob Fatu being questioned and the whole Jimmy thing.
Mhm.
Tonga Loa, you got Tama Tonga, just that whole little thing going on.
Can you
So
can you name all of them?
Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, uh, um, what's the tall one's name?
Tala Tonga,
Yeah, yeah.
and then JC Mateo, Solo Sokoa. I feel like I'm naming the starting lineup for like the South African rugby team because
Man,
it's
I'm telling you,
my
these
goodness.
names. It's setting up what's going to be a great match at SummerSlam. Fatu and Solo in a cage match.
It's
I'm
setting up
interested to
a
see
better Survivor Series cage match, I believe.
100%. It's slowly laying that on there.
Yep,
I wouldn't be mad if they had two men's, but I will get to that later. Because
that's a
my
lot of
second
carnage.
men's,
That's a lot of carnage.
yeah, but I just feel like back in the day, Survivor Series was nothing but 4-on-4s. Let's have a war games of a legit war games.
Okay, okay, I see what you're doing there. Yeah, because none personal. I'm not the world's biggest fan unless there's just that much beef between all of them. I don't like seeing female cage matches, let alone female war games.
There you go. Let's
It's
have two male.
and it's not because they're not good, because some of my favorite ones over the years have been the women.
It's
But
just that, yeah,
I just I think there's so many more great things we could be doing with them, and not just sticking them in a cage we can't see through.
I agree. With the men, at least with the men, you might not be able to see through, but you're seeing carnage.
Yeah.
But speaking of the women, The fourth match was Stephanie Valkyrie versus Alba Fire. Um, they're pushing Stephanie's going to win at Paris. She's
More
going
than
to win at
likely.
Paris. Yes.
More than likely.
I truly, truly believe they're pushing her hard. She's a superstar. If her English was a little bit better,
Mm-hmm.
imagine her having the ability to speak like Rhea Ripley. She would already be a superstar, bro. And I mean, she is, but
All
she
right.
would be up there. So I
Yeah.
think she's great. I like Valkyrie, and she doesn't have many blunders.
No. No. She is on it. It's everything. It's crisp. It's on time. It's exactly where it's supposed to be. She's one of the most polished people they actually have. And it was her choice to start in NXT, by the way. They wanted to put her on Raw or SmackDown. She said, no, I want to go to NXT because I see the girls down there, and there's a lot of them I want to lock up with before I come up here. Because I know once I come up here, I'm not going to be able to go down there that much. I want to go down there. You got some people, some just, I can't call them studs because they're female, but you've just got some
I mean,
absolute
technically, you
fire
call them
talent down there.
studs.
Yes, we could.
Yeah.
But just, she's
Um,
like, look, you got some people down there that are unreal, and I want to
and
see them first.
that's what I'm saying. And she went down there and showed I can have these matches with them. Let me go up here and show what I can do with the main cast. And then once she established herself, then those ones that she was having great matches with, they can bring them up. Like you already know what you can do with this person. So she was smart. She was smart. I kind of feel like Samoa Joe did the same thing. Kevin
He did.
Owens did the same thing. Um,
Um,
Kevin
I
Owens
think,
started off in NXT,
yeah, but I don't think that was his choice. Samoa Joe may have
possibly.
been.
Yeah, like Bobby Roode as well. Bobby Roode did the same thing.
Yeah.
Then the match that you spoke about earlier at the start. I don't like this Andrade and Ray Phoenix. I don't like that tag team. I feel like they're taking these two great performers and just throwing them together. We need to put Ray Phoenix on his own. He's better than Penta, in my opinion. Um,
He's he's the flashier of the two. I think
yes.
Penta is more the Matt Hardy. He's more of the
Oh,
power wrestler, where Jeff Hardy is Phoenix, where he's just going to jump and flip and fly off of
makes
everything, and you're
sense.
just not going to believe it.
Where Penta has more of the talk and the attitude, like Matt Hardy, the craziness. Where Jeff
Yeah.
can talk, but Ray can talk, but he doesn't have to. His ring stuff. So
Like
the
the Lucha
DIY,
Brothers, which is what they actually call them, they're a lot more like me and my brother. I'm a little bit more of the mouthpiece, and I'm more of the like power centered. I have to overpower you and outthink you. And my brother was always the skinnier, flexible one that would jump off of things.
okay, okay.
Now, once
So
again, just like I'm not El Impacto, we are not the Lucha Brothers. Me and my brother are not the Lucha Brothers. I want to throw that out there. Just like we've proven over and over
many
again
times
that
that Chad Gable isn't.
right, and it's not Ludwig Kaiser either.
Yeah, well, I'm tired of them trying to put no other luchador do they try to put a certain person under the
Yeah,
mask.
that guy's from like uh somewhere in Europe, or he's like German or something. It's like there's no way he could be a Mexican luchador. I mean, that makes
Yeah,
no sense.
they need to get their stuff together.
They
But
do.
the team that I said it was them two against DIY, Fraxium, and Motor City Machine Guns,
Yep.
and Andrade and Ray are the ones that won the match. So confused in that one. They're on SmackDown. They're burying the tag teams. On Raw, they're starting to push them a little bit. I don't know what's going
Now
on.
I do like DIY now
I like
has the Poison Pixie coming out with them, which is Candice LeRae. I'm a big fan of Candice LeRae from a long time ago, which is not to say she's been wrestling for a long time. Now she must have started when she was like 4 because she's been in it for like 20 years and still just as vibrant as ever. But she adds a whole nother dimension to them that they were missing. They needed that ace up the sleeve because they're already really good at all the other stuff they did. But occasionally you just need to hit that extra gear. Having Candice
kinda
LeRae anywhere near there is that.
kind of what Scarlett does for Cross,
Yep. Cross doesn't
and
need Scarlett, but
but
there's
she
always those
adds.
moments where it just makes it better.
Yeah, I agree. And on the last segment, I gotta say, you called this a while back, and it's happening. We're seeing the seeds planted for a double cross or a
Maybe
double turn
the
at
double flip. Yep.
at SummerSlam. And I guess because it's starting to get towards the end of his run, but we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but I mean, just a little bit. Do you think the double turn results in Cena losing the title?
Now, just truth be told, we're talking about Cody and Cena. We didn't really mention that yet, but
Oh, my bad. Yeah, you're right.
people knew what we were talking about. But just in
Yeah.
case you tune in right now and you're like, "What are they
What
talking
is he
about?"
talking about? Yeah.
By the way, if you find a way to tune in now, then you're really special because this was a pre-recorded show. Um,
We'll be live one day.
do that, yeah. Hey, we're gonna work on that, but that takes sponsors and technical know-how, two things we don't have at the moment,
Sure.
or enough sponsors. We have sponsors, we just don't have enough sponsors. We'll put it that way. Um, is that going to result in?
Cena losing the title at SummerSlam.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep a producer out of a bag of food at the moment. There we go. Move that out of the way. Um, it doesn't necessarily have to. I still feel like Cena might have the belt all the way till the end of the year, which would just be fascinating. Um, because I think Cody turning heel makes way more sense if he doesn't win. Like it pushes like he somehow maybe Cena wins straight up. Maybe he just straight up rolls him up after a weird sequence or something like that. And it frustrates Cody so much that he just flips out, just completely flips out. And just that's where turn goes and everything.
Okay. We'll touch more on that next week, but I was just curious your initial thoughts on that.
I had to think about that one. That's a good question.
Yeah. So that
There's a
that
lot of ways
ends
that could go.
SmackDown. Starting off Raw, they've been doing this is the second or third time. They don't know what to do with Rusev. They don't know what to do with Sheamus. They said, bump it. Let's just put them together. And it's good matches.
By the way,
Um,
they're best friends, if not neighbors. They both live like right outside Nashville.
it, but
So they're used to drinking and fighting together. So like, why not put them
great,
together?
great chemistry.
Yeah,
Um, CM Punk comes out there after the match. I believe Sheamus won this time, if I'm correct.
he did. He did.
Okay. CM Punk comes out there. Wait, did Gunther come out first or did Punk come out first?
Punk. Punk
Okay.
came out first.
And then Gunther comes out. They have their little powwow back and forth. It's gonna be a good match. But I'm saying it again here, and I'm gonna say it again next week. Punk wins. Seth Rollins' fake injury comes out and cash in his Money in the Bank.
I don't think
I'm
fake,
dying on that.
but maybe less severe than they initially thought. And I haven't heard anything. I don't read the dirt sheet. I haven't heard anything to the contrary. But the way they're pushing the other two members of that group, I feel like he's still a few weeks away. I don't think he's going to make SummerSlam.
My
It may be
argument,
precautionary.
my argument is you're not the simple fact what you're saying. There's been nothing. There's been no
True.
X-ray proof. There's been no okay. His surgery set up for this date. There's been no not even saying exactly what's wrong. He's he's setting it up for a cash in on Punk at SummerSlam.
I'll say it. What's wrong is he's brittle and he's not as tough as his wife.
That is
I'll
very
say
true.
it.
That is true, though.
I'll
That is
say it.
true.
He's
But
married to
back
the
and forth,
man. I mean,
once again, something else. If you guys watch our show, something else that he called, Jeremy over here called. He said Gunther was great in NXT when they let him talk, when they let him
yeah,
be himself, when they
and
let
quit
him
giving
be
him
the heel
lines.
he is. Now Gunther is being that person. He's great.
Yep.
Gunther is he's and it's a cockiness. I didn't know Gunther in NXT. The Gunther I know is what I see on Raw, and he's very arrogant, but it's a matter of fact. I'm better
Yep.
than you. I'm better than everybody.
And what are
Watch
you going
me
to do
do
about it?
it. And even after they tried to smother him with Jay Uso eating him in a tap out, he still looked like a monster. So good for Gunther.
Yeah.
Um, let's go on down a little bit. Let me see on this
I mean,
next. Okay,
why you're at a point, just for the sake of we haven't done it in a while. Shout out
yeah.
Jay. Shout out to Jay. We got you, Jay. We're still here.
Well, he's still there, not me. The
I mean,
the The fourth match was the tag team titles number one contender match, which was LWO War Raiders and the New Day.
Mm,
I
nope, not
thought
the War Raiders. I understand why you got them confused because it's basically plug and play with these guys. No, it was the Creed brothers.
the Creed brothers. Yes, my bad. I don't know why I said War Raiders. The Creed
If the
brothers.
Viking Raiders got a haircut, maybe,
And they
or
put
the
some,
War
and they lost
Raiders,
a whole
or
bunch of
the
weight.
whatever they're calling themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you actually shave their heads, I guess they'd be the Creed brothers.
yeah. And if they lost some weight, if the War Raiders lost weight, the Creed brothers are in pretty decent shape.
You
Um,
guys hear that? War Raiders, he called you fat. Not me.
uh, I thought the New Day was going to win.
I did too. I was like, man, they're just going to
I
come and
actually
they're just going to
look.
snatch this back and go,
I
we're coming back for our titles. And then I said, well, if it's not
I'm
them, then the Creeds are going to win because, with Chad Gable out, they're going
did
to
not
start
expect
pushing Algie now.
LWO.
They're going to push the Creed. It's going to be anybody but the LWO. And then I blinked and I looked back up at the screen and the LWO is on top of somebody, 1, 2, 3, and you go, what just happened? I had to
Well,
rewind it 3 times. I didn't believe
El
it.
Grande Americano made his appearance.
He did,
Um,
and he almost screwed it up.
he did. He did. I truly feel like when it's all said and done, the
Yeah.
New Day will be the greatest tag team in WWE. My opinion.
No, I think they're in the conversation right now, and I think if they
Performers.
got
Let me say performers because I feel like
yeah
they don't have bad
yeah
matches.
if they go about another 3 years and keep going how they're going, yeah, I think they're by far at least top three. They're probably top five right now. Probably top three, top two by the time they're done.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite. We'll kind of speed up just a little bit here because I see we're at that mark. Becky Lynch
Yeah, and we
promo.
and yeah, and we do have something special at the end of the show.
Yeah,
So
Becky Lynch promo. They're still doing that. I'm ready for that little whole run to be over. To be honest,
yeah,
man.
like
Um,
I like the wrinkle of Bailey choosing Lyra as her tag partner to take on the champ. Because
yes,
you're automatically thinking, oh, great, they're going to win the titles. I said, no, I don't think they are. I think they're going to, like, Lyra's going to start trying towards the end, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to get in each other's way. And that's exactly what happened.
that's I'm like I said. I'm liking. I'm also liking how this. I like how it's all going and they're not letting it just be because it was starting to get a little. I'm tired of seeing the same ones and they've thrown curveballs into stuff. I agree. I like how that went down. The Sammy and the Sammy and Karrion Cross. There's potential here. I feel like they don't know what to do. There is potential. I'm ready for him to turn Sammy bad and bring him over to his
No,
side.
I think Sammy's about to take some time away again.
And even yeah, probably so. I think this is going to be the introduction to Kevin Owens coming back. Um, and
Well, he had his surgery the other day. I think he's still a little ways out.
okay,
He
okay.
had
And
legit neck surgery. He did have it.
yeah,
He
he
seemed
was
to be in
legit
good
hurt.
spirits.
He was
Yeah,
legit hurt.
it's legit.
And there's to prove what I said earlier that Stephanie is a soon to be superstar. They had her not only compete on Friday, but she competed on Monday, and she I believe she
In
beat
the main
Io
event.
Sky. No, it was a no contest. It was a no contest. Okay,
Right. No
I forgot
contest.
how.
But, these two faced off in Japan, and they make reference to it earlier in the show that I think Stephanie won that, or she had her beat, and then there was outside interference in that one too in Japan. But these two have squared off a few times, and I want to go find those matches because apparently they were barn burners.
I mean, I feel like they're both superstars. And our tribal chief has made his appearance now. I loved what they did at the end. Paul is such a sneaky guy, man. He tried to get Roman to come join. There we go. He tried to get Roman to join up with them, and this man is
Oh,
just.
it was great.
There's no better talker. There's no better manager. There's no better. There would never be another Paul. There will never be another Paul.
No, there never will be.
And they're laying the ground for war games. On that's the other man one I want. The other man war games I want is over there with Roman and his group and soon to be Seth and his group. Um, and
Okay.
one more thing I want to touch on before we do go on to the end is I did see let's see how much time we got. Okay, we're good. I did see what's dude's name that said A-Town Down? Not Austin Theory, the other
Austin
one.
Theory,
No, the other one.
Grayson Waller.
He is trying to join New Day, which is letting us know that Austin's about to get freed up. Love for Austin to join Seth and them. That would be a nice. Um,
Yeah.
but anything you want to add to the Raw stuff? Okay.
No, we pretty much got it all.
Yeah, so today, this is July 22nd, is it 23rd, 24th, July 24th.
24th.
This morning, the man on your shirt, the great Hawkster, died of a heart attack, man.
He did.
Now there's stuff that he did towards the end of his career that some
Sure.
people it is what it is, man. But I will say this. There would be no me in wrestling without Hogan. Hogan was my first. When I was 4 years old, I had the thumb wrestler of Hogan, the one that went on the thumb, and I had the Iron Sheik. Um, Sting will always be my favorite, but there would be no Sting for me if there was no Hogan that got me into wrestling. Most people our age, Hogan's what got you into wrestling. He was the
Yeah.
first superstar. He was the first one that crossed over into Hollywood. The Rock. There would be no Rock.
Right.
This is probably the biggest loss to wrestling that we've had. Yeah, we lost Sabu earlier this year, and
Yeah.
what Sabu was to ECW, Hogan was to all of wrestling.
Sure. Sure. Absolutely.
But yeah, I would. There would be no Backstage Jabronis without Hulk Hogan. I could
No.
say that. I could say that for me. What you
Yeah.
got to say?
Yeah. Hogan was always one of my favorites. He wasn't my top favorite, but the older I got, the more I liked him and the more I appreciated what he did. I mean, to put this in quick perspective, I was trying to figure out how this would be in other sports. Basketball, you kind of dealt with it, but not really, because Michael Jordan's still living and he's still doing really well. Wayne Gretzky's still alive and doing very well. So hockey, you haven't dealt with this. That's the impact of this, is that what Jordan did for basketball and what Gretzky did for hockey, really just making it not only cool to be a fan, but you want to be involved. You want to buy the posters. You want to go to the shows. Really just modernized and really just made it more mainstream. It's without Vince and Hogan. I got to give Vince McMahon credit too,
Yes,
because
yes.
Vince had the idea to turn one of the best AWA wrestlers, who I believe he was a heel at the time. He said, "I want to make you a face, a baby face. We're going to push you just like just like this right here. And I need you to buy completely in. I'm going to push you this way and this way and this way." And Hogan said, "You know what? I'm in. Let's do it." And then just the foresight years later to decide to be the number 3 in the NWO with Hall and Nash, and just completely floor this guy when he was watching with his dad and everybody
Man,
else. And then what they were able to do with that. And that's another way it just completely changed wrestling. Without the NWO, we don't have the landscape we do now. We'd still be back in this era. He
I
had
agree.
to do this different. And like you said, I was a big Warrior guy.
I
So to
was too.
start with, a Warrior, Mr. Perfect, Big Boss Man, because my mom went to high school with Boss Man, so I got to see him a lot when I was a kid, and it just really made it more inclusive, because I could touch that guy. I could, shake hands with Ray Traylor, who was wrestling Hulk Hogan, later that night and stuff like that. And it was because of that. If as big a Big Boss Man, as big a fan as I was, the fact that he was getting to face the greatest, the biggest, the baddest guy that was out, it just made it that much more special that I know the guy that's about to fight the guy. And so it just made it feel like it was more close to everything. And like I said, or like we said, later in life, his choices are his choices. I'll always remember this, and this is the Hogan that I love and respect. And I wish his family all the best. And there's not going to be another one.
Nah, there's not. What I'd like to say is about the whole, like we did both mention later on in life stuff. When I think of Hogan, I think of what he did for wrestling.
Yeah.
Just like when I think of Chris Benoit, it's not what
Yep.
happened outside of
Same way.
wrestling; it's about what he did for wrestling.
That's right. We
Um,
say his name on this show, Chris Benoit.
yes, yes, one of the greatest to ever get in the ring.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and it's just I don't know. I said it was it was just weird. It was just weird, man. He's his persona is going to be missed.
This is Hulk. You know, this will always be Hulk to me. And like
Yeah,
you said, I can't think of Hulk, or even if somebody says the Incredible Hulk, meaning the superhero, I'm thinking of this. I'm thinking of this. I forget about the green guy half the time.
yeah, yeah, for real, for real. But like you said, I mean, prayers out to the family.
Yeah,
R.I.P. to a legend,
yeah,
to the guy that changed. They want to say WWE, The Rock, and Austin and all of them created the Attitude Era. There would have been no Attitude Era if there would have been no NWO. Really,
yep.
Hogan and them created the Attitude Era,
They did.
and yeah. So I mean, we're ending this one on a low note, but I mean, we always got all kinds of Hogan and stuff to look back on.
No, it's a high note because we're honoring the guy that paved the way for the reason why we can go to local shows and still see such great things as we do.
Yeah, we appreciate you
But
guys watching.
yeah, appreciate you guys watching another great edition of the Backstage Jabronis. We'll come up with a better tagline for next time. We work on it
Yeah.
so hard, and then we get here and we get talking about things. But for Daniel Snyder, I'm Jeremy York. Make sure to take your vitamins, say your prayers, and live the Backstage Jabroni way. We'll see you next week.